Welcome to Celebrity Countdown and everybody watching on More 4. Now, usually the famous people are sitting over next to Susie because they can always be sure she'll bail them out with a lovely 8-letter word. But today, we've got two wonderful celebrities sitting right underneath that clock and they're pitting their skills against each other. Not an easy place. Who have we got? First off, we've got wildlife expert and broadcaster, the great Chris Packham. Now then, Chris, come on. You've sat over there time and time again and had a fun time. Listen, you're no slouch, but what's it like sitting underneath the clock with the lights burning into you?
Well, I don't have much of an aptitude for this, and what I've found when I've been in Dictionary Corner before is that I get better towards the end. But I've come in stone cold here, so that doesn't bode well. And to be honest with you, and I'm sorry, Rachel, I normally zone out during the mathematical bit.
How could you? Your anecdotes are my favourite bit, Chris. It's not reciprocated.
I tell you what, Chris's anecdotes are priceless. Now, you're up against Good Morning Britain presenter Charlotte Hawkins. Welcome, Charlotte.
Thank you.
Now, this is a funny time of the day for you because normally we wake up to you presenting on Good Morning, but what time do you have to get into the studio?
Well, I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, ready for us to be on air at 6 o'clock. So this is quite late in the day for me. I'm not sure my brain is necessarily going to be performing at its best. I mean, I'll get that in early as an excuse. But, yeah, it's an interesting time of day to get up when quite a few other people are staggering home after a good night out. But I like to think I get the best of the day.
You do? And how many days a week you do? You can't do 5.
No, I mean, most of the time I do 4 mornings a week.
That's tough.
So I have a bit of a breather.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. In Dictionary Corner, it's Susie Dent. Welcome back, Susie. Ably assisted today by our great friend, fantastic writer, presenter and comedian, Jo Brand. Welcome, Jo.
Thank you.
And over at the numbers board, it's Rachel Riley.
And we've got a little bit of good news for our celebrity guests today because we've changed the scoring a little bit. So normally on Countdown, if one contestant gets an 8 and one gets a 5, only the winning contestant gets the points. But today, both of you get points irrespective of what the other one does on both the letters and the numbers rounds.
Lovely.
Excellent. Got that? And now, Chris, letters game for you. Take it away.
Have a consonant, please.
Thank you, Chris. V.
Another consonant.
G.
And another consonant.
D.
And another consonant.
L.
And one more.
T.
OK, and a vowel.
U.
And another vowel.
E.
And Y, please. Sorry, another consonant.
N.
And another vowel.
And the last one, I.
And here's the countdown clock. Chris.
4.
And Charlotte.
5.
And a 5 for Charlotte. Chris.
I didn't start off particularly well on this one, actually. So I'm going for the one that you can read. Tune.
Thank you. And Charlotte?
Lined.
There we are.
Yeah.
We're off and running. And in the corner, Jo and Susie. Jo?
I've got a 6.
Yes?
Yeah, my husband's really fed up that he hasn't got a garden shed he could go in, so I've created a room in the house that's all his, and it's called the Git Den.
Thank you. The Git Den. And what else have we got, I wonder? Susie?
You can never top Jo's ones, but there is delving, tingled, diluent, which is something used to dilute another agent, but so a few 7s hiding there.
Well done. And, of course, the Git Den, yeah. And now, though, it's over to you, Rachel.
Well, I'm going to give some tips today in dealing with one of the most popular selections, which is one large. And if I pick out the 100 tile, everybody's happy, and I don't need to give you too many tips for that. But if I pick out the 25 tile, sometimes people groan. Sometimes people who aren't that enthusiastic about my numbers round, like Chris, might be unhappy about it. So I'm going to give you some tips for how to deal with this. And I'm going to press the button here now, so we've got a little game so I can explain what I'm on about. So the best thing to do when dealing with 25s is to think of them in blocks of 100. If you have a mental block with your 25 times table, you can just remember that 100 is 4 times 25, and everything else is just a multiple of that. So, for example, 200 is just 4 lots of 25, so 8. 300, again, 3 times 4 lots. 400, 4 times 4 lots, and 500 will be 5 times 4 lots, or 20 lots of 25, and then you can just add 1, 2 or 3 as you need to. So the best idea when you're solving the numbers game is to get as close as possible as you can using the big number. So the closest to 536 you can get using the 25 would be an additional 1. So 21 times 25 gives you 525. And then you need to add on another 11. My next top tip when it comes to solving the countdown numbers game is that it's always better to times numbers together, to times by the big number, than add them, because it gives you a lot more options in what you can do next. So, for example, if you wanted to make 21, you might say 5 times 4 is 20, add the 1 for 21, times it by the 25. That leaves you with a 3 and 7, and then most contestants would say, I can get to 1 away, and that's it, it's a dead end. But if you were to find 21 by saying 3 times 7 is 21, times that by 25, again you've got 525, but you've got 4, 5 and 1 left over. And the great thing is you can kind of use these numbers, you can get more for your money out of these numbers. And where you can't use a countdown number twice, you can use brackets to, in effect, use a countdown number twice. So if you get to 525 at this stage and you need to add on 11, you might notice that 3 times 4 is 12 minus 1 is 11, and you'd want to add that on, but you've used the 3 twice. But what you can do, if you remember your brackets from school, is take the 3 outside of the bracket, do the same multiplication inside, so 7 times 25, add the 4 here, and then take away 1. And you've managed to use the 3 to times it by 7 and 25 and the 4, but only use it once. So this is where I would say 3 times 179 minus 1 gives you 536. And everyone would say, well, I don't know my 179 times table. And I would say, neither do I. Haven't got a clue. But that's what a top tip you can use. It's very good.
Have we got sort of 3 hours or so to work all of this out?
It does take a bit of practice.
So, that's something to mull over, but not for long, because now Rachel's got something special for you. Rachel.
Yes, this is my choice of the numbers. So some of what I've just said might come in handy with this next numbers choice, and I'm going to pick one from the top. Guess which one might come out?
It might be a 25.
It might be. That would be handy,
Your
wouldn't
favourite.
it? And 5 little ones. And for the first numbers today, the little ones are 5, 4, 3, 6, 2, and the large one, look at that, 25. What are the odds? And the target to reach, 588.
588. So there we are. Charlotte, what did you make of that?
I have got to... No, I haven't even got to 588, I'm afraid.
No. Chris? Specs on the end of the nose?
I got nothing.
Oh.
Right.
I got 590.
Well, that's not bad.
Really?
Yeah.
But should we do
Let's
two
have
shows?
it.
Oh,
Oh,
dear.
Joe,
OK.
that's brilliant.
4 6s are 24.
4 6s are to 24.
Times 25.
Times 25 for 600.
And then what's that leave you with? Then 5 plus 3 plus 2 is 10. Take it away.
Yep, 590. 2 away, that would have got you 7 points, Joe.
That's brilliant. Well done, Joe.
Well done.
Yeah. Now, Rachel, tell us.
Well, Joe was on the right track because you could have said 6 times 25 is 150. Take away 3 for 147 and times that by 4, and you've managed to use the 4 to times both of them and get 588.
Wonderful. So it's 5 playing 4, Charlotte on 5 as we turn to our first conundrum. Chaps, fingers on buzzers. Let's roll our first countdown conundrum. Must be tricky, but I know somebody who's on fire. It's Joe Brand. Joe.
Breakfast?
Lights of breakfast. All right. Well done, Joe. Well done, Joe. They're just warming up now. It's time for our first teaser, which is 10 Brits, and the clue. Might these birds be twice shy? Might these birds be twice shy? Welcome back. I left you with the clue. Might these birds be twice shy? And the answer to that is bitterns. Bitterns. Chris, the bittern. Tell us a little bit about it and where they're to be found most usually.
Bitterns are a bird of reed bed, essentially. So they were most numerous in East Anglia before it was drained. They're very difficult to see. They're a vermiculate brown colour, very much the colour of the reeds, and they sway with them to aid their camouflage. Best time to see them is in the winter, particularly if conditions are frozen. Then they have to come out to the edge of the water in the open, where they feed on small fish.
What sort of size are they?
Amphibians. They're like a small heron, so their body would be about so big, their head so big on top, but they're very long-necked, so when they're standing upright, they probably stand up to about this sort of height.
But plump.
I mean, no, they're a nicely proportioned bird, Nick.
Fat-shaming bitterns.
The CBE. Last year, you were awarded the CBE by the Queen?
Prince Charles.
Prince Charles.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful tribute to the work that you've been doing.
I think I sort of took one for a great team of people there. In the field of nature conservation, there hadn't been too many of those awards for some time. So it was a pleasure and a privilege, but I think there are others more deserving. And given that it was for nature conservation,
absolutely,
and that should be recognised these days, there's an enormous number of people doing great things out there to try and restore, repair and recover our populations and habitats.
Sure. Well, we're going to recognise it with a big round of applause. Well done.
Thank you.
And now it's a letters game for Charlotte.
Thank you. Rachel, could I have a consonant, please?
Thank you, Charlotte. H.
And another?
R.
And another?
G.
And a vowel?
O.
And another vowel, please?
A.
And another vowel?
E.
And a consonant?
M.
Another consonant?
N.
And a vowel, please?
And the last one, O.
Stand by. Charlotte.
5.
A 5, Chris?
4 for me.
And that 4
There's
is
a moon in there.
Charlotte.
Grown.
Yeah. How many birds are in there, chaps, over in the corner?
A lot. Moorhen.
Joe?
I actually got moon hag, which is what I am. I like running out at night and frightening people.
Here comes that moon hag.
Yes.
Again. Susie, anything else in
Trying to
there?
eat a bittern.
Yeah, a couple of birds in there. Moorhen and a heron was in there as well.
Heron.
An onager was in there, so a wild ass as well. And hormone,
Crikey.
another 7.
Very good. Thank you very much. 10 plays 8. Charlotte in the lead. Chris, letters game for you. Take it away.
Consonant, please.
Thank you, Chris. T.
And another.
R.
And another consonant.
W.
And a vowel.
I.
And another vowel.
U.
Another vowel.
O.
And another vowel.
A.
And another vowel.
E.
And another vowel.
Actually, countdown rules say you need 4 consonants, I'm afraid. I'm going to have to overrule.
Oh, really?
I don't think anyone's ever asked for that. For the first time ever. I'm going to overrule you with a friendly S.
OK.
There we go. Stand by. Well, Chris
I'm going 5.
and Charlotte.
6.
Chris.
Trews. As in
And
slang for trousers.
And Charlotte.
Waters. Yes, yeah, trews are in there. As well as trousers, they're close-fitting tartan trousers worn by Scottish regiments. Waters really good for 6.
And now I dare hardly ask, Joe.
I've got a 7. I don't know if you realise that in medieval times, witches would try and pass on their evil physically to people, and sometimes that wouldn't work if they touched someone and nothing happened. So they would hand over a wart IOU. So you would get it at some point in the future.
Actually, brilliant. Susie, what else?
Waiters are there for 7, but also outwears. One type of material might outwear another.
Yeah,
That will give you an 8.
Outwears. So here we are, 16 plays 13. Charlotte has extended her lead, and it's a numbers game for you, Charlotte.
Thank you. Rachel, can I have 1 from the top and 5 small ones, please?
Can indeed. 1 from the top and 5 little coming up for you. Thank you, Charlotte. This time your selection is 6, 3, 4, 9, 8 and 50. And the target, 723.
7, 2, 3. What do you make of that, Charlotte?
I don't think I have a number enough that's close enough to count, I'm afraid.
And Chris?
I'll get my coat.
So,
You know who's looking at me?
no.
Go on, Susie.
Susie.
Well, I hope this is right. 9 times 8
9 times 8 is 72.
times bracket 6 plus 4
6 plus 4 for 10, add them together.
Plus
Times
3.
them together for 720.
plus 3.
And she's showboating. She didn't even use the 50.
Good stuff, Susie. So 16 plays 13, and we're in to a chat with Joe.
Well, one thing I like a lot about language is when people get it wrong. So whether they mistranslate something or they use the wrong word. So just a few of my favourite examples. This was seen outside a hotel, not in England, obviously, because it's mistranslated English, and it said, "Eating carpet strictly prohibited." Not quite sure what they meant by that. This was advertised on a menu in the Middle East, paralysis cheese. Again, outside a hotel, special women are just not allowed to enter the men, never. What a disappointment. This is one of my favourites, another restaurant, fried crap with curry sauce. I've been in restaurants where that's what you've got, effectively. Tomato sauce with fried cheese smallpox. And a friend of my mum's was constantly getting the wrong word for things. And one day, a plumber came round because they called him out with a problem. And she said, "Oh, I'll just get my husband. He's upstairs shagging the tank." And she was also out one day in an ancient forest, and she said to her son, "See that tree over there? That used to be a giblet." And I just have to say, I have done my own ones as well, because I went to France on holiday many years ago, and I met a very nice guy, and I've been really badly bitten by mosquitoes, so my arm was all lumpy, and he said, "Oh, what's happened to you?" And he said it in French, obviously, "What's happened to your arm?" And I was thinking, oh, God, what is mosquito in French? Who knows that? Nobody. So I thought, perhaps I'll try flies, because that's sort of the same thing, isn't it? But unfortunately, well, I said, I've been bitten by a swarm of handkerchiefs, which is mouchoir, which is nearly flies, which are mouche. So,
Almost there.
Almost there. And I would tell you one other one I said in Germany, but I mistook such a rude part of my body for my feet that my brother's father-in-law nearly fainted, so I can't tell you what I said there. That's all for me.
I saw foul soup once. They thought it was chicken, F-O-U-L.
Oh, right. Oh, yes.
16 plays 13. Let's have a teaser. Why not? Day broke, and the clue, Q to the left, but definitely P to the right. Q to the left, but definitely P to the right. Welcome back. I left you with the clue. Q to the left, but definitely P to the right. And the answer to that is keyboard. Keyboard. So Charlotte on 16, Chris on 13. So Charlotte, 3 points ahead. Not bad. How are you feeling?
Stage, all right. Yeah, I mean, it's OK. It's still quite nerve-wracking. I think when you hear the ticking clock, that's when you realise that you haven't got long left.
It's not easy, is it?
And you're still halfway through the calculation.
And it accelerates. Have you noticed that?
I know.
The clock really accelerates. Now, you're a patron of the Motor Neurone Disease Association. Tell us just a little bit about that and how you became involved, and how are we dealing with motor neurone disease now? Are we coming to grips with it, getting to grips with it?
Well, so I became a patron. My dad died from motor neurone disease back in 2015, and up until that point, I'd heard a bit about motor neurone disease, but I didn't understand what it did to people. I didn't understand the fact that when people are diagnosed with this disease, it is a terminal illness, and most of the time they will die within a year or two, a bit longer if they're lucky. We had a bit longer with my dad. But with more money, with more research, they're finding out discoveries every day about how, you know, genes can contribute to the therapies that they can produce. And hopefully, in my lifetime, we will find a cure. It's just a question of making sure that we put enough money into it. About 1 in 300 people will get motor neurone disease. So it's not as rare as people think.
No, quite.
But it doesn't get the attention that it should do, really, to help people.
More awareness and more money going into research.
It's absolutely crucial.
Absolutely. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Excellent. Now, as I say, it's 16 playing 13. Charlotte in the lead. Chris, it's your letters game now.
A consonant, please.
Thank you, Chris. M.
And another.
F.
And a vowel.
I.
And another vowel.
U.
And another vowel.
A.
And a consonant.
D.
And another vowel.
I.
And two more consonants.
And P. And the last one, T.
Stand by. Well, Chris?
6.
A 6 from Chris and Charlotte.
5.
And Charlotte?
Timid.
And Chris?
Mud pit.
Oh, Chris. Ah, that is just a brilliant try and really unlucky. It's 2 words. But it would have been fantastic otherwise. Because 6 out of that selection would have been great. Sorry.
And over in the corner?
I've got a 6.
Yes.
When I have like a big Sunday lunch, I do tend to eat quite a lot of sweet stuff after the main course. And occasionally I eat so much that I fall off my chair. And so I've laid out a pud mat under the table. It's very useful.
A pud mat. Wonderful.
Yes, much better than mine. Admit for 5. Mufti, wearing mufti, that's another 5. But that was really tricky.
Lovely. And the pud mat. Wonderful. 21 plays 13. Charlotte. Letters game.
Could I have a consonant, please, Rachel?
Thank you, Charlotte. C.
And another.
H.
And another.
M.
And a vowel, please.
E.
And another.
A.
And another.
O.
A consonant, please.
S.
Another consonant.
J.
And a vowel, please.
And lastly, U.
And here's the countdown clock. Yes, Charlotte.
5.
Chris?
Nothing, I don't think.
Stumped?
Yeah.
Charlotte?
Chase.
Now then. The corner. Joe and Susie. Joe?
Well, a lot of my husband's friends say to me that they think it's kind of very unfair that I get to be a stand-up and slag him off all the time. And what satisfaction does he get? Well, he just gets the satisfaction of when I'm being annoying, which is 90% of the time, telling me he's got a Joe ache.
Bad case of Joe ache. Now, Susie.
Well, I have to say I've been really unlucky with the letters because they have been really tricky. A couple of 5s, aches, and mucho is there for 5, but cameos is about the only 6 that we could find.
Thank you. 26 to 13, and now, clenching all round, it's numbers time, Chris.
Could I have 2 large, 4 small and a calculator, please?
You don't need a calculator, you just need some positivity. But actually, you 2 have had a go. Dictionary Corners both had a go. Nick, I'll be looking at you just in case we need some help this
Look
time.
away.
The 4 little ones this time are 5, 10, 4 and 9, and the large 2, 75 and 100. And the target to reach, 697.
697. Chris?
I was on my way, but I'm not close enough.
No. And Charlotte?
No, I'm not either, I'm afraid. Sorry.
And neither am I. So that's that.
Before I even ask,
Come on, off we go.
would you like the answer?
697.
I got 695.
Should we do Joe's?
Well, that's 9 times 75.
9 times 75 is 675.
Yeah, plus... I got 20 from some. Oh, yeah, 4 times 5.
4 times 5
Yeah.
is the 20 to add on for 2 away.
Fantastic,
Another 7
Joe.
points for Joe.
And 697?
Well, I started the same way as Joe, so 9 times 75 is 675. And then if you do 100 plus 10 for 110, you can divide that by 5 to get 22 and add that to the 675.
Terrific. Thank you. Thanks, Rachel. Thanks, Joe. Susie, it's time for your wonderful Origins of Words. Now, what have you cooked up for us?
I'm going to talk about love
please.
today, but the language of love, when you look at it, is actually really cynical, and for some reason I thought Joe might enjoy this. I'll start with honeymoon. Honeymoon you might think is sweet as honey, and there's a slight element of that, but actually when it was first coined, it was coined by a real cynic, because the idea is that love wanes as quickly as the moon, which is not very nice when you think about it. So the honeymoon period lasts for a little while and then everything goes. And when it comes to marriage, there's an awful lot of kind of shackles about and a bit of bondage, but not as you might think. So we talk about getting hitched, which is a phrase that if you look back in the Oxford English Dictionary, it began with harnessing oxen to ploughs or horses to a carriage before it kind of sidled into vocabulary of love, which is not great. We talk about tying the knot. Knots have a place in the folklore of many, many cultures. The Jewish tradition has a long history of the use of knots in the marriage ceremony. And there is certainly a custom of tying the wrists of the bride and groom with twine as a way of kind of uniting them. And of course, we talk about wedlock as well. It's been kind of literally locked to somebody else. Sponsor and spouse, believe it or not, have got some sort of shackles behind them because they go back to the Latin spondere, meaning to bind oneself, and sponsor was originally a bondsman or a guarantor. But in other languages, we're not alone, it goes even further. In Spanish, the word for wives and a pair of handcuffs is one and the same, esposas. I'll probably leave it there.
Superb. Thank you for that. So 26 to 13. Charles in the lead, and it's time now for another teaser, which is over foils. And the clue, these animals get their energy the green way. These animals get their energy the green way. Welcome back. I left you with the clue. These animals get their energy the green way, for they are folivores. What's this, folivores, Chris?
Leaf-eating animals.
That's it?
Yeah, and I think there's a misconception when people think of leaf-eating animals like cows, they just go into the field and they eat grass every day. But many of them are very specific about what they eat and when they eat it. So browsing animals like the deer we have in the UK will eat different parts of the same plant at different times of year to maximise their nutritional and mineral intake. So it's not a random process, nibbling grass. They're out there making specific choices about what they eat and when.
It's amazing, isn't it? OK. 26 to 13, and it's Charlotte's letters game now. Charlotte.
Rachel, could I have a consonant, please?
Thank you, Charlotte. K.
And another?
L.
And another, please?
S.
And a vowel, please?
E.
And another vowel, please?
I.
And another?
O.
A consonant?
B.
Another vowel, please?
A.
And another consonant.
And lastly, R.
And it's countdown. And Charlotte?
6.
6. Chris?
Couple of 4s, maybe Kobe or bars.
And Charlotte?
Braille.
Braille.
I think that's going to be capitalised, unfortunately. And you need double L. Yes, it doesn't work, I'm afraid, Charlotte. I'm sorry. Which one, Chris? Which one are you going for? You're going for
Well, bars.
bars. Yes, that's the right choice.
And over in the corner,
Right.
Joe and Susie.
Blokes, I think. Did someone say blokes?
Blokes are there, but you can actually be a blokey or a woman.
Yeah,
can
yeah.
talk about a little blokey.
A little blokey.
Well, I know it's derogatory.
Derogatory,
apparently.
good. I shall take that home
Yeah.
with me. Be quiet, you little blokey.
There you go. So that will give you 7 blokies. Isobar otherwise for 6.
It'll do.
Yeah.
Thank you. And now, Chris, final letters game for you. Make the most of it.
Consonant, please.
Thank you, Chris. R.
And another.
L.
And another.
Y.
And a vowel, please.
I.
And another.
E.
And a consonant.
I've got one. N.
And another consonant.
F.
And a vowel.
I.
And another consonant, please.
And the last one. R.
Stand by. Chris.
5.
Charlotte.
6.
And Chris.
Liner.
Yes, Charlotte.
Finery. Very good. Yes, finery, definitely. Yeah. Well done.
And over in the corner now, Susie and Joe. What do we make of it?
I've got a 6. And this is when, like, my husband comes home and goes, "Have you been eating sausages?" And I go, "No." And that's called a fry lie.
You two made me laugh. A fry lie. And Susie?
Just another 6. Rifler.
Thank you.
Yeah.
A fry lie. 10 points in it, 32 to 22. And it's over to Rachel now. Rachel, it's a numbers game.
Yes, it's my choice for the last all-important numbers game, and I think I choose to go and have a sit down. Because we've had someone in studio who's done really well at the numbers, and just in case this baby comes early, I might need maternity cover. So, Joe, are you up for swapping
Yes.
over? I'm going to have the comfortable chair, and you can be me for the last round.
OK. What do you fancy? Whose go is it?
It's yours, so
It's
you can be
yours.
like, you're the
Oh, I
boss.
can choose anything I want.
Be gentle with us, Joe.
Right. Is it? I'm going to have 4 from the top. And then I'm going to have, one little baby from that end and a little baby from that end. OK.
She's cruel, isn't
So-
she? She's chosen a hard
Am I cruel?
That's a really hard one.
Is it?
And you're going to have to do the answer.
OK. There we go. Right, it's not going to come up here, but you've got to get 150. So I press the button. Is it that?
That.
That
Yep.
doesn't blow up the studio.
Possibly.
Keep our fingers
Or an
crossed.
ejector seat, Nick.
That would be nice.
OK, here we go. And, yeah, 7:38. Come on, Chris Packham. Come on, Charlotte.
738.
tune that is, isn't it? Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Where should we go? Charlotte, what do you make of that?
Well, I got to 730.
Pretty good. What about...
You got an 8 there to make 738.
Unfortunately, I might have already used the 8.
Oh.
What about Chris? No? Let's have a chat with Charlotte. Pretty good. 7:30, did you
Yeah,
say?
if I can remember.
Oh,
I'm working-
where's my pen? Do I get a pen?
Just behind you.
Brilliant, thanks. OK, ready? Go on then, Charlotte.
So 8 times 100
8 times 100. How much is that, Charlotte?
is 800.
OK.
Minus the 50.
Yeah, so
700.
minus 50, and that's, yeah, 750.
Yes.
Yeah.
Minus the 25.
Minus 25, that's 725.
Add 5.
Add 5, that's 730.
Yeah, that was as far as I got.
Let's see if I can find another 8.
You should do this all the time, Joe.
I'd love to. OK.
So there we are.
So 730, so that's 8 away. OK, I'm going to try... I've never done this before. I'm just going to try adding everything together and see what happens. 75 plus 100... Oh, hang on. Well, 175 times 5. What's that, Rachel?
875.
Oh, that's too much, isn't it? 75... OK. OK, I'm going to go 8 times 100. Is that what you did, Charlotte? Yes. 8 times 100 is 800. Let's try minus the 75. A miracle might happen. So,
I think you may have run out of board. Let's
I'll
see.
do it up here, minus 75. So that is 725, right?
Rachel, I think you're going to have to help.
I think my maternity cover, I think I might be safe. I think I should keep the baby in for a little bit longer.
Let's go.
Okay,
Are you saying that I can't really do this? Right.
I think it's almost... You would hardly notice the difference between us.
No. People say that I look very much like you.
I get the same for you all the time, Joe. I found 2 ways.
OK.
If you say...
Yeah. It's all right, I've got a washing machine.
75 minus 50
75 minus 50.
is 25.
Yeah.
Times by 25
Yeah.
is 625.
Yeah.
And then you can do your favourite trick of just adding all the rest. So add the 100, the 5 and the 8. And you get 738.
Well, hey.
Very well done, Joe.
See you on the next series.
And now, 37, 22. It's over to our final round. It's a conundrum. Yes? Fingers on buzzers, chaps. Let's roll today's countdown conundrum. Chris.
It's a bullfinch.
There it is. Brilliant stuff. Thank you. So we end up only 5 points in it. Charlotte's on 37, and Chris storming into second place with the 32. Well done. Listen, all I'm going to say is you played a peach of a game, and your anecdote, once again, was just brilliant. So you get the goodie bag, and Charlotte, you get a teapot, you lucky girl, and you get this priceless piece of kryptonite. Thank you so much, both of you, for coming. It's been great. Thank you very much. What's been extraordinary, of course, was having Joe here. That was brilliant. That was so much fun. Thank you very much, Joe, and Susie too, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rachel?
Yeah, I'm going to keep my legs crossed and I'm going to stop all the raspberry leaf tea.
Lovely. See you next time.
See you next
That was
time.
fun.
Very
Join
good.
us again next time. You be sure of it.
Stuart Maconie takes on James O'Brien in tomorrow's Celebrity Countdown at the same time. It's the first day back to normality for most of us, and if losing weight's on the to-do list, then find out how to do it well over on Channel 4 next. Here on More 4, good news for Dick and Angel. They've finished renovating 25 rooms in the chateau. Bad news is there's still 20 to go. We're there in a minute.